Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Way of Life. I'm your host, Gus Holland. Before we begin this episode, I want to inform you that wayoflifepodcast.com is officially live. That's where you can find all social media links. You can listen to the podcast. You can also find merch. That's WHEY, like the protein. As always, leaving a rating and review and sharing with a friend is the best way to help the podcast, and I greatly appreciate it. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into today's episode. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Way of Life. I'm your host, Gus Holland. Today we have Frank Donahue with us today. Frank, do you want to tell everybody about what you do?
Hey guys, so my name's Frank. I am the strongman coach at Raise the Bar Fitness in Jarrell, Texas.
Okay, so Frank, me and you met through Instagram, really, because I saw that you were putting on, I believe it was the first Sasquatch Showdown.
Last August.
Yeah. And just followed you ever since then, trying to keep up with the Sasquatch stuff and what you're doing over at Raise the Bar. How long have you been coaching over there?
Man, so I actually just recently kind of took on that role. Last year, Sasquatch, it honestly started as kind of like a joke. Like, I love Bigfoot. I do. Like, I watch all the Bigfoot documentaries. And, I had been and competed in many shows. And I was like, man, like, how cool would it be to have like a Sasquatch themed show? And it came to fruition. And so we hosted the very first Sasquatch Strongman Showdown in Raise the Bar Fitness in Jarrell. And man, it just took off. And now it's a yearly thing. We're coming up on number 2 in November. Yeah. But yeah, it was a trip, and here we are, number 2, right around the corner.
Yeah, that's awesome. So as far as like attendance goes, has it grown since the first one, you think, or as far as like registration and everything goes?
For sure. Last year, I mean, you've seen like most strongman shows don't get like their bulk of signups until like 6 to 8 weeks out of show. And yeah, I know sometimes for directors that can be a real like thorn in the side. Like, man, like, whew, hopefully we get some signups.
Yeah.
Last year we kind of had that issue. Like, we had our bulk around like that 4-week mark, which is fine. This year we've already surpassed that. Like, we have as much signups as we did 6 weeks out last year than we do this year, and we're still 4 months out. Like, yeah. So we're in a pretty good spot this year. We're looking probably to double the amount of competitors that we had last year. So last year we had close to 40. So we're looking to probably double that this year. So
yeah, no, that's gonna be crazy. Yeah, I mean, even if you get 60 people, that's quite a bit of competitors.
I mean, especially for a Texas show, because you're local to Texas, right?
Yeah, I'm based in College Station, but I just kind of travel to different shows here in Texas. Yeah,
gotcha. So I mean, there is like no shortage of comps in Texas. Yeah, it feels like you could probably do one every weekend within driving distance of each other.
Yeah.
So like having a fully stacked show in Texas, I mean, it says something like, hey, okay, all right, there's something here,
Yeah. We unfortunately I wasn't able to make the first one. How smoothly did that go, since that was your first one and everything?
Man, I'll say this, I was extremely blessed. It ran so smooth. I had many competitors came up there like, that was your first show? And I was like, I don't know, man, stars aligned, like everything came together. And honestly, like Heather is the owner of Raise the Bar, so she was a huge help. My photographer dipped on me the morning of, and she hopped in there and was like, I got you, like, let's do this. Like, all the volunteers that help with the show, like, volunteers make or break shows. They really do.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have like competent, like, people who are willing to work. Because I mean, it is work, man. Like, a lot of the times those volunteers are walking away way more sore than the competitors themselves.
Yeah, just having to reset everything. Like,
oh my gosh, resetting yokes, resetting farmers, sandbags. They're like, whew.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, I mean, last year it did go really smooth. It went really smooth.
Nice. That's cool.
Keeping that trend this year too.
yeah, for sure. No, yeah, at my first comp,
yeah, the volunteers were just like wore out by the end of the thing. I mean, they were fine, like nobody was hurt or anything, but
Right.
you could see them at the end be like, oh,
Just
like
physical exhaustion.
yeah, just like
Yeah.
drenched and stuff.
What
So
was your first show?
it was the Ronnie Coleman Classic in Houston. That was last year, so 2022.
2022. Nice.
Yeah, yeah. So, um,
Oh, so you just recently started competing then?
yes, yeah.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. So basically, I've done 2 novice shows so far, and then right now I'm training for towards the end of November. I'm going to Scotland to try the Denny Stones. So yeah,
Man, that's one of my bucket list items.
yeah, me too. And that's been like a bucket list thing since probably I was a teenager, I believe.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I want to do that. I'm 31. I mean, I've seen dudes that are like 50 do it, so it's not really an age thing, but I don't know, just bucket list
You
stuff.
got Chloe Brandon that lifts the Denny Stones.
Yeah, that's
She's
true.
a 140-pound female,
Yeah,
strapless too. That's just wild.
that's crazy. Yeah, because
Arguably to me, one of like the biggest feats of strength is Chloe Brandon lifting the Denny Stones. Like that's just wild.
yeah, dude, like body weight to stone weight ratio is like insane.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, so currently that's like my primary focus. I'm gonna be basically right when the Sasquatch Showdown #2 is going on, I'll be in Scotland. So
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah. So it's
Well,
gonna be
we'll have you a nice big banner set up and all that stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't think I don't know if I've even said it on the podcast, but yeah, I'm sponsoring the second Sasquatch Showdown. So
I was supposed to drop that. My bad.
No. You've said it. I just haven't said it on the podcast. So
I got you. Yeah.
But yeah,
we're happy to have you, man. Yeah, we're happy to have you.
Yeah. No, that's cool. So let's go to the Riveter. Yeah, so that's the first year for the Riveter.
Yes. So this is the first year for the Riveter. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a ladies only novice competition. So I kind of saw a void that needed to be filled. You go to these competitions, your family's always coming out to watch you, right? Your wife's coming to watch you, and they're like, man, I want to try that. Or, oh, I could never do that. Like, no. But a lot of the times it's just because they were never given, an outlet to do it.
Yeah.
So the idea was kind of planted, and I was like, you know what? Like, we need to do a ladies comp. Yeah. And here we are. So we're going to be hosting it at Home Barbell Club in Pflugerville. Jessie Contour is one of the co-owners there, and she's going to be helping me put that on. We're super excited for it. It's going to be early next year, March, and we've already got like 4 or 5 signups already. I mean, we're still way far away. Yeah. So we're hoping to fully stack that with ladies that have seen it and thought to themselves, I want to try. Like, this is for you. This is exactly for you.
Yeah. I think I told you through DMs or whatever, but I actually had a friend's, like my best friend's wife saw me do my first couple competitions just through social media or whatever, and then like the next time I saw her, she was like asking about strongman and all that, and then I was like, actually, there's the Riveter and blah blah blah. I was like, that's like perfect, so yeah, so she's she signed up already, I believe. So
what was her name? Is her name
Chrysanta?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I couldn't get a hold of her on Instagram. I was like, hey,
I don't even
have an action shot?
I don't even know if she has an Instagram. I think she was watching my stuff through her husband's, but I could hit her up for you and see if she's got something. Yeah.
Yeah, because we're making like athlete promos with like their name and an action shot. And I was like, oh yeah. I was like, I have no idea who this person is. That's awesome. Like, here we go.
Yeah. We're rocking and rolling. I really love that, the whole like athlete action shot thing. That's I don't know. I like to put names to faces because I'm bad with names. So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so we've got Instagrams for Sasquatch 2 and the Riveter now, just as kind of like a means of communication and like, hey, athlete spotlights, sponsor spotlights, here's your judges, meet your judges kind of thing. I feel like that's something that's missing that, it'd be nice to have.
Yeah.
And those pictures will be there forever,
Exactly. Yeah. And
Yeah.
a lot of those competitions, you're kind of, I wouldn't say like they're like flyby shows, you know what I mean? But you're just like, a lot of athletes are like, where do I show up? There's a lot of like mystery, so.
Right.
So, no, that's cool. I like that y'all are doing that.
Yeah, we're excited.
So, for that show, y'all are doing a truck pull, right?
We are doing a truck pull.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah,
I don't know if you can say it yet or if you know, but do you know?
So there's nothing set in stone for the Riveter yet.
Okay.
There's nothing set in stone for the Riveter. So it's going to be a truck. The Sasquatch trucks are set in stone. Those are set in stone. Okay. The Riveter truck pull is just such an aesthetically pleasing event to me. Yes. And I feel like that's such a great finisher. Yeah. Just like, and it's like everybody's IG action shots for the profile. Like,
oh yeah, you get like, you get crazy action shots, dude.
Yeah. So what is the truck? I don't know yet. It needs to be reasonable enough for people to pull it. So it can't be like a cement pump truck, but something big, something cool, but something pulled.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Preferably in neutral.
Yeah, preferably in neutral. Man, I've seen so many events that have truck pulls with like a semi or like a fire truck, and they don't do, because you're supposed to take them like a lap around the building before you start pulling it. Yeah. Something to do with the brakes and, something. So
so they don't like lock up
trucks, and those trucks aren't moving. And everybody's like, what's going on? And then you're like 10 competitors deep and nobody has budged this truck. And we're like, what's going on? Like, people are moving this only like a foot. So there's a lot of kinks that need to be worked out, especially when pulling something that big. So
yeah.
But
so for the Sasquatch, what truck are y'all pulling at the Sasquatch?
So there's a local concrete company, Bigfoot Concrete Pumping. They have the coolest looking trucks, and they take the absolute best care of their trucks. So what I'm thinking is we're going to have two different sizes of trucks. One is going to be I believe it's a 24-meter pump truck, fully loaded down with all the gear on the back. I want to say the guy said it weighed somewhere around like 48,000 pounds.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's got a little bit of weight to it.
Just
a little bit.
Yeah, just a little.
Yeah. I'm actually taking a group of volunteers. We're going there this weekend. We're going there Saturday to kind of give them a test pull.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
We're going to feel what it feels like in hand to pull those things, which, So the 24-meter will be set for like the bigger fellas and probably the middleweight guys. And then we're going to have a little bit smaller truck that the lighter classes will pull. But it's like an F650 or something. Like still got a good amount of weight to it too.
Yeah, still crazy.
Like I was telling the volunteers, I was like, hey, this is not like, I know you think you're coming for like a fun truck pull, but I promise you, this is not going to be as fun as you think it. Like it's going to be work. Like you're going to be sweating. You're going to be hurting.
Not fun, but fun picture.
Right, exactly. It's going to be a good picture, good camera opportunity, but it's going to be some work.
No, that's crazy. So you said that you're a trainer over at Raise the Bar.
Yes.
How long have you been doing that?
I would say probably about 3 months now. So we do a class every Friday night, 7:30 to like 8:30, about an hour class where you'll have beginners come, you'll have intermediate guys come, and then you've got guys that are veterans in the sports that show up. So we have like a weekly topic, and I'll normally drop it on like a Sunday or the Monday. And so basically, hey, on Friday night, this is what we're going to be going over. If you want to come work out with us, like this is what we're going to be doing, but you can also do some, if you want to come up and just hang out, like you can work on log while we do, circus dumbbell or what have you. But that's taken off as well. The last couple of weeks has just been crazy with how many people showed up. Last week we did truck pull. last week we did truck pull. Week before that we did circus dumbbell. Yeah, so it's a weekly class, and the class is just progressively growing. And you've got guys that are driving in from like last week. Three guys drove from like the DFW area to come pull a truck. Yeah. And I was like, "You drove from Dallas?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay, man. All right, let's go."
Yeah, cool.
Hop in there, man.
Yeah, more power
and
to
that
him.
same guy is actually driving down this Saturday to come pull a truck again. So
golly, yeah, get some work in, I guess.
Yeah, I was like, this guy's gonna hurt some feelings at your next comp, like, for sure. Like, this guy's driving 3 hours one way and then 3 hours back same night just to come pull a truck for an hour. Like, hats off to you, man. Like, that's wild.
Yeah, that's crazy. So as a not only a coach, but you also compete, correct?
Man, I'll tell you, I'm the worst competitor ever.
What do you mean by that?
So I love competing. I love it. I really do.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Something about I always find it not difficult, but I always like get gun shy when it comes to signing up for a comp. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But I will say, man, I was so excited. So I signed up for North Texas Strongest Man, and it was supposed to be in October, and then they pulled it.
Oh, man. Okay.
So I was actually really excited for that one because it has sandbag toss as an event.
Oh, that's cool.
And that's like my event, like sandbag toss. Let's go all day. And they pulled it. But so now my sights are wide open.
Yeah, I got you.
I was training up for this comp, and now I don't really have anything in my sights right now. But hopefully I can find something soon. So until I, find that comp, I'm just going to keep concentrating on Sasquatch and the Riveter, really.
Yeah. No, that's definitely reasonable. So I know you said you're fond of the sandbag toss. Would you say that's your favorite event, like overall?
Well, favorite or best, because those two do not go hand in hand.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So I'm assuming it's your best, but what is
it? Is my best.
What's your favorite?
Sure. Man, I'm pretty big. I'm a basic boy. I like a good deadlift.
Okay.
I like a good deadlift. Some sort of variation. I love sandbag events. Honestly, like my garage is half sandbags. Like, I just love sandbags. They suck. Everybody hates them. I love them. I think I've tricked myself into believing that I like them just because, you train what you hate, you're going to be good at it. I mean, no matter what. And if people hate it, they're not training it. Come competition time, anything with a sandbag is mine. So,
no, that's reasonable. So if, as far as like whether it was from Sasquatch or even just an event that you've attended or even during training, is there any like memorable moments from athletes that like truly stand out for you? I know it's kind of like a broad one.
That is a broad one. I'm trying to think, I would honestly say one of, at least the most recent was, did you watch any of the Chaos Classic?
I did not, no. But actually, no, I take that back. I did catch some of the live stream. So
okay, cool. Yeah, ADL puts on a hell of a stream, man.
Yeah.
That one was just chef's kiss. But so there's a guy, his name's Mike Ramirez. I think that's how you say his name. I might be butchering that. But he ended up tearing like his tricep, on one of the events. Like, just tore it.
Yeah, it's
real
gone.
Bad. Yeah, gone. And watching him just continually try and pick the farmers, because it was a Max Farmers, not Max Farmers, sorry, it was like a run of farmers, and just watching him, you knew, oh god, that hurts, that doesn't hurt. And the dude ended up finishing the entire comp, he's got his arm all taped up, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, the perseverance to be like, hey, my tricep is detached, but we're gonna finish this, we're gonna keep going, oh my gosh, man. I couldn't even imagine. That's just wild to me.
Yeah, dude. So at my last competition, that was at in Dallas at USA Fit Games.
Nice.
Yeah, and so I'm blanking on the guy's name, but during the keg squat, I want to say he was in the heavyweight division. So it was that like started out at like 600 pounds, and then they would add weight over, a keg, and it ended up being like 825 pounds or something at the end. And like at the end, like second to last rep or something like that, you could see his knee kind of gave a little bit, and he just was like something. I don't know if he tore anything or if it just like was like a no pain, where he's like, I'm
like, hey, back off. Like, could get bad.
So so after that he went basically, I guess, backstage, and I was back there, and I asked him, I was like, do you think you like tore something? He's like, I don't know, it hurts, but dude, the sandbag medley was right after that. And he did it, dude. He was like, I mean, obviously slower and stuff, but yeah, because he was like, it's hurting in the front and the back, and I was like, oh god, like
it's the whole leg, just
the whole just leg, amputate man. It, just. But
what number event was that? Was it like close to the end?
Yeah,
was it like event number 3, smack dab in the middle?
I want to say that the keg squat was event 4, and then the sandbags were event 5, and that was the final.
Okay. Yeah. So it was like
so he's like that. He finished strong, and that was it. I think he's.
Hey, you can rest when you're done.
Yeah, I want to say he still placed like 3rd or something. So
jeez,
he was a beast.
Pushed through, man.
Yeah.
So, my knee started barking at me. I'd be like, nope, I'm good.
It's always
to blow anything out right now.
Yeah, dude. That's the main thing I'm worried about is like shoulder and knee. I've never really had like elbow or wrist problems or anything like that, but it's shoulder.
It can be fun, that's for sure. I mean, I can't like yoke is probably my worst event, like absolute worst. Like just one of my very first competitions ever. Had a yoke, and I was training it, in training, and everything was going fine. And then come competition day, I got under it and took like 3 steps, and I don't know what happened. Something happened, and all of a sudden I just couldn't breathe. Like I lost my breath. Like I don't know if obviously I wasn't bracing correctly, and something tweaked. But man, to that day, and that was in 2019. Like to this day, yoke still scares the hell out of me. Like,
yeah, dude.
Especially with some of the weights these guys like in my class are pushing. Like these guys, 105 guys pushing like 1,000-pound yokes almost. Like it's ridiculous. I'm still wary to get under like 700. I'm like,
yeah, dude. Yeah. No, I think so the first comp that I had was the first time. So I honestly didn't know that there was like any strongman training in College Station at all. Yeah. And so when I got to that first comp afterward, there was like, athletes kind of hung out. They're like, man, where are you from? I was like, oh, well, like, and not a lot of people know College Station. It's kind of in between Austin and Houston,
Right.
And so I was like, oh, College Station, it's where Texas A&M is or whatever, and they're like, oh, dude, we're from College Station. And I was like, what? And yeah, there was like 3 or 4 dudes from College Station. They're like, man, you need to come. And they have like a strongman Saturday. It's kind of more like a powerlifting gym, but they have like days where they train strongman. And
I was gonna say, what's the gym in College Station
for strongman? Probably that one. And I want to say it was like I'm gonna blank on the name because I never got to go because I work Saturdays. But man, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I know exactly where it's located. It's it's near George Bush Drive in College Station.
Okay.
I'm just completely blanking on the name. But yeah, they're like, even if you're not a member, you can pay like whatever $5 or $10 and come hang out and blah blah blah. So but that's like yeah, exactly. So so that was cool to like basically get accepted by the group, like first comp, because like,
hey, yeah, come on by, let me show you a good time. Like, hey, come on.
Yeah, because they were like I had told them like this is my first time even touching a yoke. Like I trained other stuff. I trained sandbags, deadlifts, like the basics. But yeah, they're like, so that's your first time touching a yoke, dude. I took like 2 steps and that, like
the wobble.
You wobbled, bro, death wobble. And yeah, I was so embarrassed, but they were like, dude, that's fine. That's your first time like ever touching a yoke and stuff. So don't sweat it, And I was like, cool. Yeah. I was like, I'm sweating it, but thanks.
I am sweating it. Don't get it twisted.
Bro, yeah. Just so you know, I'm crying right now inside. But
on the inside, I'm hurting. Big
yeah. Because it wasn't even like it wasn't the weight that like bothered me. It was just like the awkwardness and unfamiliarity with the implement, So because it was pretty light. I think it was like 550. So it wasn't, like picked it up and then basically because there was at least one pro guy there, and I think there's a few, but
competing.
Anyway, yeah. And well, the main guy, so you might know him, Stephen Good. He was so he was exactly. So he was judging, and he told me afterward, he's like, you didn't stabilize before you took your first step. You kind of got like antsy. I got antsy about it, So it's like I was like 90% braced, and then took a step, and then I was like, oh shit,
Tell me now, Steven.
Yeah, dude. Well, I'm glad he at least told me afterward, because that was a shit show as far as my side of things go.
Was it like a max event, or was it a part of like a medley?
I won't know. It was a distance for time. Yeah. So you got to go like however far they had it set, like
40 feet or something.
40 feet, set it down, and head back the other way. Yeah.
Yeah. The last actually competition I did, which again, this goes back to me being the world's worst competitor. The last time I competed was at the Big Tex Classic last year, I think. No, it was 2022. Yeah. Well, I guess that is last year. Yeah. And so one of the events was, like you were saying, a distance for time with a yoke. Mm-hmm. And I want to say mine was like 650, I think. And it was 100 feet. So it was 50 foot down, drop, and then 50 foot back. Mm-hmm. Well, in my class, Tommy Sharp was competing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Alexander Bromley. So 2 guys that are pretty well renowned in, that middleweight category. Mm-hmm. And I was picking Tommy's brain. I was like, hey man, any last minute tips? Like, give me something, give me something. Cause I'm literally going against Tommy Sharp in every single one. It was head to head just for every event. And I was up with Tommy for everyone. I was like, hey, you got anything for me?
Yeah.
And all he said was, don't drop it. Like, just don't drop it and keep going. Yeah. And, you get a minute time frame is what it was. And I used up every last second of that 60 seconds. Like Tommy was done, and I was, getting semi close to the first drop, but I think my time was like 58, 59 seconds. But I did not drop it. I came to Tommy. I was like, hey man, I didn't drop it. And he was real supportive. He was like, hell yeah, man. He's like, good job. Like, you finished it. Yeah. Cause that was for sure like long shot PR. Like, that was the longest I had ever taken a stroll with 650 pounds on my back.
Yeah.
All thanks to Tommy and his don't drop it.
Yeah, just don't drop it. Yeah, sometimes the basic stuff to like just to get you like zoned in on one thing, kind of like actually does help. So
yeah, like, hey, hold your breath, quick choppy breaths, quick choppy steps, don't drop it.
Yeah,
got it,
dude. At my first comp, one of the guys backstage who wasn't even in my weight class or anything, or I was a novice, but he wasn't competing novice. I was kind of excited because they had that custom built frame deadlift. It's just like I think it was made out of cedar wood with like metal pegs on it. It's basically like a square. It's kind of like a hex bar, but it's like massive and it's made out of wood. Yeah. And so I was like kind of excited about that. And then the guy was like, "You ready to shoot yourself?" And I was like, I like laughed, I was like, yeah, man. And he's like,
Could be right.
And he was like, I'm serious. And I was like, I'm I'm not. I mean, are you? You know, and he's like, and then he was like, no, man. He's like, this is your first comp. I think he was just messing with me because I still laughed it off, and I obviously didn't have this problem, but he was like, man, everybody's gonna either throw up, shit, or piss, and because you just gotta because it was max reps in 60 seconds.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and so I did 21 reps, which I was like pretty, yeah. Oh, I'd see. And because we were in the novice, I don't think they added any weight to it, or maybe they had like some 5-pounders or something, but
right.
I want to say the total, it was either 450, 475. I don't remember. And
that's pretty damn good. That's like a rep a second, basically.
Yeah, dude. And so, and toward the end, it was cool. It was cool just to see that, like, the communal, even though we're competing, you know, they were like, I got to like, I don't know, rep 18, you know, and I'm like, you kind of like start needing to breathe more, you know, and you're like, oh, and they're like, go, they're
keep going.
They're like, you got 10 seconds. I'm like, you know,
I'm gonna black out.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
And here
I was
comes
like,
the shit.
Yeah, I was like, I am shitting. But
that's the beauty of the sport, man. Like, you could be competing right alongside somebody, and as soon as they're done, they're right there in your face. Be like, come on, man, let's go.
Yeah.
That's
so as far as like just implements, like I really loved that thing. I was like, not necessarily because it was custom, but I probably because I did so well at it. But
hey, y'all selling that thing? You know, after the comp,
dude,
you want to take that home?
Yeah, dude. Like I told my wife, and it's like super impractical and everything, but at the second comp, the USA Fit in Dallas, they had the Hercules hold, and it's just like metal pipes with chains and shit.
Giant.
And it's just like, so it was fun, you know. It was like fun.
All the impractical stuff is the fun stuff to have, though.
Exactly. I told my wife, I was like, I think I need a Hercules hold, and she knew I was joking or whatever, and she was like, whatever.
Like Derek Owens at Battle Axe Barbell had, I guess for was it Texas Legends, they had those giant like railroad tie frames, like the giant frames.
Yeah. Well, see, that's he's the one that put on that first competition. That was his.
Those it's the same ones then.
Yes. Yeah. Probably. Yeah. Probably.
So I was gonna say, I was like, dude, I want one of those, but also I've got a 2-car garage and half of it's filled right now.
Yeah, like, it's gonna take up. Anywhere. Yeah, it'd take up like half your garage.
I was like, I can't anywhere, man.
Yeah, exactly. And like train it, like you're like, just train it like twice a month just for fun, and it's like exactly. Yeah,
it takes 2 hours just to get everything prepped out and ready, and can't run it because you have a garage that's 20 feet, but gotta take that sucker out into the street.
Yeah, exactly. Walk it down the street. I'm just gonna go check the mail real quick.
Just real quick. We'll be right back.
No biggie. Yeah. So, oh man, yeah. Well, so we've covered Sasquatch and the Riveter. Is there anything else you really want to like touch on as far as comps go?
Well, if you know of any good ones coming up, I need something to do.
Okay.
I need something. Okay. I like to have a light at the end of the tunnel, man, and my light was taken away from me. Like having your name on the roster is always like something that drives me.
Yeah, exactly.
And my name's not on the roster right now, man. So I'm kind of trying to figure out what to do comp wise.
Yeah, I got you. I'll keep an eye out. We're pretty close. I mean, I'm only like hour and a half, 2 hours away from you. So
yeah, and also like I drive through College Station because we got our in-laws live in Houston, and I was like, I wonder if there's any, because my wife's got a cousin that lives in College Station, so I was like, I wonder, we stay with her cousin. I was like, there's any strongman gyms around here?
Yeah,
but
okay, yeah. I'll get you the name of that one that I'm blanking on still, but I'm so mad at myself right now. But
is it like a local gym or
it's
a
local gym? No, it's local, and that's why it's kind of frustrating. It's from what I could tell, it was kind of more like powerlifting, like set up for powerlifting, but they do have a lot of strongman stuff too, and they have like a whole group of strongmen that train there. But I'll get you the name of that gym, and then I'll also put it in the show notes just for everybody that's like frustrated with me.
Yeah. I was like, come on, Gus.
Yeah, I know. They're like, damn it.
Whole
But
College Station strongman scene right now. Come on.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I'm gonna obviously be sharing a lot of the Sasquatch and Riveter stuff because especially the Riveter, like I really want that to go well because you're doing good things, So,
Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
yeah. But other than that, you want to plug your socials real quick for like Instagram or whatever?
Yeah, so for Sasquatch, the Instagram page is just Sasquatch Strongman. For the Riveter competition, it's Riveter_strongwoman. And my IG is Frank Donahue 23.
Okay, sweet. And I'll put all that in the show notes too. But
Good deal, man.
dude, thanks so much for doing this.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man. It's been a blast.
Yeah, no problem. I will talk to you later, man.
Sounds good.
All right. Peace.